So today it is day 15 of 15 days of foundation. This is where I've been testing out a new foundation every single day for 15 days. Today is the last day, but if you are new here or you're just stumbling across this video, all of days 1 through 14 are linked down below in a playlist. You can go catch up. Watch them all. If you found my channel through this series this time around, let me know down below. I like getting to see you guys. I recognize your pictures on YouTube and on social, so say hi down below. Welcome to the Beirito family. It's a good time. I'm not gonna make this intro super long, but it is the last day, so I feel like I need to tell you guys some stuff. So I told you guys last time around that I'm doing this series on my channel every 4 months, which is still true. Please don't start hammering. So this is not the end of 15 days of foundation. It's coming around again. For those of you who don't know, I do Foundation Friday on my channel as well. Every single Friday there's a new foundation video. So the foundation videos are not disappearing. I love foundation too much for that to happen. Thank you guys so much for all of your support throughout this series, especially to those of you who have purchased 15 days of foundation t-shirts. I've been texting with a lady from Project Beauty Share and they're just thrilled. I'm really happy with the turnout from the t-shirts as well. So thank you guys so much. I love seeing all of your photos wearing them. I haven't decided when I'm taking down the t-shirts yet, but I think they're only going to be up for a couple weeks after this series. So if you haven't gotten one and you want to support Project Beauty Share, half the proceeds go to them. The link is in the description box of every 15 days of foundation video. I'm giving myself about a week and a half to try out the foundations again for the wrap-up video. The wrap-up video is basically where I rank all of the foundations 1 to 15, tell you how wearing them different ways worked out, what I think of them, kind of my final thoughts. That will be coming up after Thanksgiving. I typically upload Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. The next couple weeks are gonna be weird upload-wise. I'm still gonna be having other videos coming out, but I'm gonna be in California for Thanksgiving and I feel like I need to also kind of take a break after this whole thing. Make sure you're following me on social. That is where I update you guys with anything related to my channel. Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I'm on them all. Okay, now that we have a 20-minute long intro. So today we're gonna be trying out the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover Foundation. This was one that a few of you guys told me to try out. I hadn't actually heard of this before. I did not know this existed. The Estee Lauder Double Wear, I should get that. I do have the original Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is the maximum cover version. This one is supposed to cover tattoos, scarring, pretty much anything. This is like this one on crack. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I don't actually have a dedicated review to this, so let me know if you'd want to see that for Foundation Friday or something. But this one's just a little bit too heavy for me. I do like this for mixing in with other foundations if I want to give a ton of coverage, but I've never been super impressed by this one. So we're gonna see if this one is any different. So I'm going on to Sephora to read some of the claims. This retails for $39.50. You get 1 fluid ounce of product in here, which is very standard. You also get 1 fluid ounce in the original Double Wear. And it only comes in 8 shades. The lightest shade is 1N3 Creamy Vanilla, which is what I have. You guys will see in the demo, but I'm looking pretty freaking bronze today. Throwback to my 16-year-old self. So it says it's a soothing, natural-looking liquid cream makeup designed to camouflage the appearance of skin imperfections. They actually have a typo on here. Does anyone else find like extreme satisfaction from finding typos? Provides maximum coverage, including surgical scars, tattoos, birthmarks, sunspots, and veins. It does have an SPF 15. I'm gonna insert some swatches of this shade compared to Estee Lauder Double Wear and also some of the other foundations I own, just so you can get kind of a comparison. Okay, swatch time. So right here is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover in 1N3. This is Estee Lauder Double Wear in 1C0 and 1C1. So obviously this is quite dark. The 1C0 is a pretty good shade match for me, so you can see how much darker this one is. This is Kat Von D Lock-It L42, Dermacol 208, which I did a review on. Well, I have reviews on all these. Etude House BB Concealer Foundation in the lightest shade, which is a pretty good match for me. Just so you know, 1C1 is the lightest shade you can get in this foundation in the US, but I do have 1C0, which I paid out the butt for on eBay, but in the US, the lightest it goes is 1C1. So I think that's all the claims on here. I have combination skin. I usually get pretty oily throughout the day on my T-zone. If you want to see how the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover applies and wears throughout the day, you're in the right place, just keep watching. I've already washed, moisturized, primed my face, Jouer Anti-Blemish Matte Primer. We are really gonna see how well this covers because not only do I have scarring and stuff right now, but I have a bunch of heat rashes to cover up. Woke up not feeling too hot this morning, hence why it's 11 o'clock right now when I'm starting to film this. So like usual, I'm gonna use my Sigma F80 on one side of my face and then my Real Technique sponge on the other, see how it applies with both. I like the matte dark blue. I'm weirdly into dark blue right now. So squeeze 2 bottle. This is supposed to be extreme maximum coverage, so I'm gonna just put out a tiny bit on the back of the palette to start. No idea how much of this I'm gonna need. This looks a little dark. Whew, I feel out of it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna just start by dabbing this on. Oh yeah, this looks dark. I think I'm just gonna start with that super small amount and see how far this goes. Let's start with the brush on this side of my face. Oh, this is hella dark. Okay, I think I need a little more. This is probably like an NC30. We are gonna be looking very bronzed today, folks. It definitely feels much more lightweight than the normal double wear foundation, and I am getting really good coverage. I'm gonna blend this like all the way down my neck. I think it's hard for you guys to see the shade sometimes because of the lights, but also like the frame. When I'm just like this, you can only see here up. I'm having a totally different filming setup soon, and there is gonna be natural light, so I'm super excited for you to actually be able to see. Huh, okay, I have some thoughts, but let's do the sponge side. It almost feels like you're not really blending anything. It feels super, super lightweight. This is weird. The sponge is like, I don't know if it's just soaking it all up right now. This is a damp sponge, by the way, like normal. I did not get nearly as good of coverage with a sponge, and it looks pretty patchy too with a sponge. I'm gonna try just dipping the sponge directly onto the palette and see if I can like disperse it on here and then go. Okay, so that's way better that way. My ears are like straight up white right now compared to my face. I think I need a tiny bit more down here. It didn't totally cover all of that. Yeah, I actually think I like it best just dipping directly into product. It is matte, full-on matte finish, not satin matte. I would say this is definitely a matte finish. It feels really, really lightweight. Like, I almost don't feel anything on my face, and that's how it feels when you blend it out. I think it looks definitely more flawless and less cakey than the normal double wear on me. I don't like the normal double wear by itself. I usually mix something into that to kind of give it a more skin-like look. That one looks really heavy on me, but it is caking up and looking a little bit heavy around my lip and on certain drier areas like the center of my forehead. This is like my high school self. Foundation 10 shades too dark. I did it how I did my makeup in high school video. I'll link it in the little eye, wherever it is. Shade aside, just looking at the formula and how it looks right now, I think it looks good. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look horrible. There are certain areas where I don't like how it looks. It's 11:08, so let's just call the check-in time 11 o'clock. I don't think I'm gonna powder this one because anytime I powder the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, it looks like Cake City. And also this is extremely matte. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. All right, so it is now 11:40. Went ham on the makeup today because day 15, gotta go all out. Oh. So the foundation, I did not apply a powder on top, blush, bronzer, highlight, blend it out, totally fine. It completely sets to like a matte, almost powdery finish, and it's not really transferring when I touch my face at all. It almost looks like it got a little bit more of a satin matte finish on my forehead, which I really like. It was kind of fun putting on makeup today because since I'm like 10 shades darker right now, I could use all the stuff I can't normally use on my face. So the makeup on the rest of my face, I used the Nika K contour kit. I used this shade. Like, no way in hell would that normally fly. And it's actually like a nice reddish bronze. I also used this shade in the crease of my eyes. This brand you can get from either iKate House or Shop Missa, one of the two, and it's like a couple dollars. I think it was from iKate House. I'll link it down below. I always list everything I use on my face and what I'm wearing down below in the description box. Blush, I used a tiny bit of the Balm Beach, like this neutral kind of shade. Highlight, holy shit, this looks totally different on when I have fair skin. This is the Makeup Forever Pro Fusion Light 02. This is the gold shade of the new Makeup Forever highlight, which is freaking intense. I was not ready for that. Eyes, I tried out the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, which, I don't know, I was pretty underwhelmed by. I used the shade Delirious Alchemy and a little bit of Warning, this topper right here. The matte shades were like pretty patchy and chalky. I don't know, I'll have to keep playing around with this, but right now, not that impressed. Physicians Formula Eye Booster, and my lashes were SocialEyes Siren lashes. This is Chris's brand. Lips, Colourpop Dukes liner with Colourpop Tutu lippy stick. So check-in time, 11 o'clock. Next check-in I do will be in natural lighting. These lashes will probably be off. These lips will probably be off because I'm trying to eat right now. See you guys in a few hours. I can't even do this pose because this is a joke. Alright, so it is now 4 o'clock. I've already peeled off the lashes, took off the lipstick. It is super dark out right now, so I'm hoping you guys can kind of see in natural lighting. I have our overhead kitchen on light right now as well. Okay, so let's get really up close right now and take a look. I think my forehead, pretty much everywhere, looks pretty good, except my upper lip. There's some creasing around here and my nose a little bit. Nothing bad at all though. Certain parts look a little bit heavy and textured, I feel like around my lip and chin. 5 hours in, I'm not looking super oily or anything. It's holding up pretty dang well. Since I started this one pretty late, I'm gonna keep this on till like 9 o'clock tonight so we can see 10 hours. So I will check back in at the end of the night. All right, so it is now 9:15, so it's been on for a little over 10 hours. Let me make sure that you can actually see this. I'm gonna turn this down a little. So ignoring the shade because I look like an Oompa Loompa right now, just looking at the actual foundation, I am shocked. Wasn't totally loving it the first like 5 hours just because it was way too dark and it was super matte. It just didn't look very much like skin to me. I wish the way it looked in the last 4 hours it looked when you first applied it, because right now, I mean, for being on for 10 freaking hours and not using a powder, it looks great. I am not breaking down anywhere. It's fully still on my forehead. I definitely look dewy now. It's not matte by any means, but for someone who gets pretty oily by this point usually, I think it looks really good. If you're someone who gets oily throughout the day and you like really matte foundations, you'll probably love this because it'll make you matte for the majority of the day, but you won't get probably super oily at the end of the day. For me, I would not be able to wear this shade outside. I wish it came in the normal shade range that Estee Lauder does, but since this is super long lasting and it looks really nice as it wears, it almost like wears better throughout the day, I think I might keep this one to mix in with something else. It is so dark though. I was trying to think of what I could mix this in with, and I really think the only thing that might work is a white mixer just because of how dark this product is. Downside for me, shade. I also didn't totally love the way it looked the first 5 hours. I really like how it looks now. I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted because when I looked at my face after that second check-in, I was just kind of expecting to not like this one at all. So maybe mixing in like a super lightweight, maybe the Makeup Forever Ultra HD or something with this might work. I'm gonna try doing something like that and I will update you guys in the wrap-up video. If you didn't know, I'm gonna be ranking. Did I talk about this? I talked about this morning. Yep. Totally talked about this morning. So this was the final video. So if you like this video and you've enjoyed this 15 Days of Foundation series, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. There will be another one in a few months. I am gonna have videos coming this week and after Thanksgiving. The wrap-up video will be coming, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos and Foundation Fridays. Love you guys. Thanks for watching and for supporting me throughout this whole entire 15 days. Bayrito fam is the best. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.